Welcome to another episode of Sorry for My Language. Already. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 18 of Sorry for My Language. I'm your host, Grindstone. And today, if this is your first time checking in with Sorry for My Language, we're us, because it's you and I. You and I. You and I. You and I. Hold up. No, I'm just tripping. It's us. This is a show where I give you the goods and I'm out. I give you the goods and I'm out. Okay. And so today I just got something special on the scoreboard. I think it's vital that everyone perk their ears and their attitude up to this game I'm about to spit. Because first of all, without game, you ain't got Nathan. Because somebody is playing the game at all times. It's a certain familiarity with the system that you're in that you have to have in order to survive in the system that you're in. That's regardless of whatever system it happens to be. I'm talking about capitalist America. I'm talking about the spiritual universe. I'm talking about your own body. I'm talking about various ways in which you fit to thrive the most. But today, specifically, this is for the G's and this is for the hustlers. This is for the hustlers and this is for the G's. I'm drawing a line of distinction.
I made a decision. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. I'm drawing a line of distinction between the drug dealers and the hustlers and the couch potatoes. There's a difference. Now, everybody, well, not everybody, but several people would like to use the term, I don't know, it's an affinity that people have for hustlers, for the term hustlers. Oh, but first of all, let's get to my hustle. This show, this episode 18 of Sorry for My Language, is brought to you by Grindstone Universal. Grindstone Universal is the epitome of urban luxury. It's where progress is made and where truth is revealed. And if you go to grindstoneuniversal.com, you will find original fashion items designed by yours truly. I've been doing this. I do this. This is what I do. grindstoneuniversal.com. Go play with it. Have a great time there too. Come out looking fresh because looking fresh matters. It's part of the sale. So let's hop right into it after our swig. I hope y'all are staying hydrated too, by the way. You got to stay hydrated to stay flexible in mind and in body and in spirit. Okay, so like let's not forget that part. Really, for your goodness, you should drink what is it? A glass of water every hour. If you're just sitting at the house or sitting around the office or you're just in place, let that be part of your regimen. A glass of water an hour. Not too much to ask. Anyway, I'm drawing the distinction between hustles, drug dealers, and hustlers. Ain't that a trip? A lot of people will put drug dealers in the same category as hustlers, which could be true. And a lot of people will look at hustlers and say, that's a bad thing. That's a negative thing. That's a street thing. Well, I'm here to draw the line and to tell you what you need to know because you've probably been missing out thinking that things are going to come to you. Ain't nothing coming to you but sleep, anxiety, joy, and pain. That's all that's going to come to you. Ain't nothing else going to come your way. Maybe a little bit of dust. That's all. When it comes to hustling, first let's define what a hustler is, okay? hustler is somebody who sees what's going on and aligns themselves with what's going on to get the greatest benefit for themselves, and if they're a superb hustler, for the things around them as well. There are a couple elements. Man, I wish I had this memorized, but I don't. There are a couple elements to. Matter of fact, I might have it right here. Let's see. Hold on, because this would be dope. This would be dope if I could put you up on this. Hold up. A couple things that really align success to a person that some people might not know and they might not have. So check this out. I'll be clowning if I don't have it up here. Here we go. Okay, check this out. To get a job, a student or a person should be long enough on family connections, long enough on ability, long enough on personality, or a combination of these. Something called acceptability is made up of the sum of its parts. If a man has any of these things, he can get a job. If he has two of them, he can have a choice of jobs. If he has all three, he could go anywhere. Ooh. I'm going to read that again. To get a job, students should be long enough on family connections, long enough on ability, or long enough on personality, or a combination of these. Something called acceptability is made up of the sum in its parts. If a man has any of these things, he could get a job. That's to all y'all out here waking up talking about, I've been looking for a job. Apply yourself, man. If he has two of them, he could have a choice of jobs. If he has three, he could go anywhere. Okay? That's a key. That's a big key to your existence right there. All right? Now, a mighty hustler totally understands that. Every time that you're in front of somebody, there is a play being made. Even if it's a friend or family, it's a play being made. They're buying into if they still fuck with you. Because very few loves in the world are unconditional. Even the ones that you might think are unconditional, the other person still has to have that unconditional on it in order to make it truly unconditional. Very hard to find, damn near impossible. Not impossible, but damn near. Anything is possible. All right, come on, Jason Tatum. Chill out, baby. Now, I'm bringing this up because we're about to have inauguration here. It's coming up. Inauguration means the changing of the regime who runs the economy, who runs really how the media is going to be angled, who's really going to run the politics of American life and on some level, global culture. Now, some people feel subject to what's going to happen, and some people don't really give a fuck about what's going to happen because they're going to make it regardless. And some people going to understand the system and make plays because of the system that's in place, like a slalom. I don't know if y'all ski or not, but some people gonna go up and down on those moguls like F, 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 F. Oh, that's in the way? Bow. Oh, that's an obstacle? I'm gonna make it a ramp. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Hustling is when you apply your best attributes to make it happen. Now, the it is different for different people, but to make it happen. I heard some good game today. Life is not a pawn shop. So don't trade your morals thinking you about to get something greater. Blew me back. The reason why I'm wearing this jacket today is because I'm giving you game. This is my high school Letterman's jacket, and you know where I'm from.
Oakland, California, that's where I'm from. Don't stop macking.
Okay.
Don't stop capping.
Okay. Oakland is a place that's based on game-related things, and good game gets things. Is how you convince and explain or persuade, and if it's worthy, it'll never allow you to fade. I hope you heard me. And that's what we live by, right? That is just ingrained in the culture. And universally, it seems to work. It's something that will allow you, regardless, damn near regardless of the situation, regardless of the circumstance, your principle will get you to where you need to be in a situation. It's principle over circumstance at all times. Now, the reason why I threw drug dealer in the idea or in the banter is because a lot of people think that hustlers have something to do with drug dealers. Wrong. Some drug dealers are hustlers, but some drug dealers are just bat catchers. You remember we used to call it catchers bat catchers? They just sit there. They couch potato hustlers. They kickstand hustling. They just sit up there and they just receive what comes their way. But they're no better than the junkie who they're selling the drug to, because if they don't have a drug, they got the itchies too. They don't have nothing to sell. What they gonna do now? They stuck. Maybe that wave was over, but they don't have enough hustle to figure out their next lily pad to jump on, their next island to build, their next idea. Okay, so I just use drug dealers because that's a blatant parallel when I'm talking about hustlers versus the non-hustlers. Man, I need hydration break. Timeout. I want you to soak that up. A lot of times I'm gonna take a hydration break because I ain't afraid to drink water in front of you. It's excellent for you. And I have oregano oil in that water, so that'd be like getting me all together, killing parasites, opening blood vessels, washing plaque off arteries, getting me together on the within, you know? And by the way, the reason why I'm wearing these shades, not only because they are fresh as fuck, but I'm wearing them because I just went swimming today. And, you know, sometimes after swimming, your eyes be looking kind of crazy. And I just want to be my best for you guys. Guys, just here to be my best, you know? So, anyway, back to the lecture at hand. One must hustle, one must move. If you look at the wolf in Yosemite, not Yosemite, in Yellowstone throughout the year, the wolf leading the pack is the one who is finding the next scent in the air to go catch, to go pick up on. The wolf is the one finding the next place that's comfortable for a den for the family. The wolf finds their way. The leader of the pack, the alpha wolf, is a hustler by all means in wolf world. The omega wolf is a follower. Now in your life, you need to figure out if you're a hustler or not. And it's okay if you're not. Just don't lie to yourself. Okay? Don't play the role. You need to immediately jump into the role that's fit for you. You need to call shotgun. Don't ask for the keys. Back seat. You need to call whatever you are, and then you need to like be that part. And everybody's part is important. Okay? But don't lie to yourself. Because what will happen if you're a non-hustler and you think you are a hustler, you think you are somebody who's going to get it, you think somehow it's going to come to you, then if you are not mistaken, more than likely you've prioritized a few things. One of the things that I truly believe a true hustler prioritizes is their health. Because there's something to vibrating on a excellent level in front of others, in front of yourself, so you can study what you need to study, do the things that you need to do, doodle, tinker, tamper with the things you need to mess with at a high level in order to get a result. So, amongst hustlers, health must be prioritized. A hustler is not the one who goes to bed late and wakes up late. Nah. Hustlers Generally, superb hustlers wake up early. They wake up early and they get busy because they know there's work to be done and nobody else is going to do it for them. A drug dealer might sleep around all day. Somebody who's lying to themselves, you might hit them at 11 a.m. They might just be getting up. They lying to themselves. They're not doing shit. They're a couch potato. They're waiting for it to happen. And it might happen in their lives, but they're not the ones sustaining that. They're not the ones precipitating that. Now, this is a very important detail to understand because the economy has changed and it will change even more in America. Globally, it might change too, but I just know here it's changing a lot. And you really have to fall in line, stand in line, create your own line. But you cannot be complaining, hoping, wishing, even praying with your silly ass in bed, smoking a J, watching some television, thinking that it's about to pop off for you. We need a preponderance of the evidence. We, the universe, and all of its collective parts. We need a preponderance of the evidence that what you are working for, you're deserving of. Okay? What are you studying right now? What are you learning right now? If I was to ask you, what is it that you're really taking time to learn right now, what would you say? If you were to ask yourself that, what would you say? What am I studying? What am I learning? I don't know. I'm just kind of going about my day and doing stuff. I'm just doing stuff. I'm a hustler though. I'm going to get it. No, you're not. And I kind of talked about this at the risk of sounding like a broken record. I kind of talked about this in a previous episode where I said, be a slave to your schedule because that's the key to your freedom. That's supremely true. But there are different ways to frame this discussion. Now, I know several people who fit the bill of extremely high level drug dealers. Oh, by the way, you like my shirt? Ah, I forgot. Dun, 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 dun. That might have not been the theme song, but I fool with this Tom and Jerry shirt. This shirt is hella old. From some place in the 80s type old. Anyway, sidebar. I know some people who frame themselves as tremendous hustlers, and you would think that, but they were what they really were. They were trappers. They were drug dealers. They were one trick ponies. That's all they had. They weren't studying something. They didn't use it as a stepping stone for anything else. They got comfortable. They were couch potatoes, and without the drug, they were just as hungry, just as thirsty as the drug user. That's regardless of what the drug is. And I know a lot of people live off others' addictions and whatever that addiction might be. And if that's all you got, you might want to put on your hustle hat. Okay. You might want to figure out what else is moving. I'll give you a little tinkle in the collection plate for free. That's not the collection plate sound. I love that sound. It sounds dope. Listen, I was telling you a long time ago. When I say you, it's any one of you who may see this about cryptocurrency. This was 2017. I was holding courses on fucking cryptocurrency. Hey, look, I don't give a fuck if you got 35 cents or 35,000. You better decide what you're going to do with your money if you want that shit to grow. Shit's changing, change with it. Cryptocurrency is a lick right now. All right, but that's for a whole nother show, a whole different episode. But a hustler's mind might fuck around and study that little tidbit. You see what I'm saying? Instead of just be, to be honest, I don't be hanging around a lot of people, so I don't know what a non-hustler does. I honestly don't. Somebody who's not really on their shit every day, like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna figure this shit out so I can get to the next stage of that. I'm gonna figure that shit out so I can get to the next stage of that. All in within something that you really, really, truly fuck with. But like somebody who doesn't do that, I don't know, maybe you be watching Channel 5. or maybe you waiting to hear your name on a loudspeaker because we gotta clean up in aisle 5. You know, and no shade to people who work somewhere where they have to do the cleanup on aisle 5. But I'm just saying, man, it's too many lazy ass motherfuckers out here. That's what I'm really getting at. That's what I'm noticing. And they think they're deserving of something. When so just to go back to the history of hustlers, okay, let's take it back to the history of American hustlers. Um, you're thinking about to talk about some street culture, huh? I'm about to tell you some good shit. The original hustlers in America were called barons. These motherfuckers, most of them, more than most of them, the barons were white. Okay, and that's not no family name. It's like a title. It's the OG of hustling. It's a pioneer. It's a barrier breaker. All right. It's somebody who figured something out and made a whole industry out of it. Think like a baron. I know Donald Trump named his son Baron, which is cool for like the word sound power, but I don't know what that motherfucker's doing. He probably just gonna live off daddy's money. Hopefully he rebels against some of that bullshit daddy's doing and you know, we get further. But we'll see. If you're a baron, if you are thinking on the level of the one of the original barons, the oil barons, the steel baron, you even had the robber barons, like somebody who made a whole thing out of a thing, out of a hustle that they had. I guess the most recent one when I was about to say scammers. We can't include scammers. Scammers are fucking parasites, so we can't even say that. Parasites don't count. By the way, if that's your hustle, you're destined for failure. Hustles build. Hustlers build. Hustlers build community. Hustlers build family. Hustlers are generally wonderful people. Parasites aren't. So in your hustler mind, there is work to be done every day, and most of it involves studying. And it's really so crazy because the paradox of it is that a lot of hustlers might have been good in school, apt to do well in school, but were uninterested in school. It's something. It's like a paradox with that. But the idea of hustling is moving, is shaking, is bouncing around this world like you're in the bonus section of a pinball machine game. Ding, 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 ding. Oh shit, I bounced here. I hit that wall. That's not good enough. Bow. Let me bounce back. Let me keep this motion. Bam. Let me come back. Let me find the flippers. Bow. Put me back in the game, coach. It's not all that sitting on your hind parts, asking for shit, surrounding yourself with the trauma bond of having nothing with people who are also in a temporary lull. Because all that's going to lead is to you hating on the people who are in your little semicircle of despair. It's going to lead you to hate on one of them who climbs up out of that. That's all that's going to do. So I want you to keep your mind on learn, keep your mind on study, keep your body on healthy, keep your body on flexible, keep your spirit on accepting, keep your spirit on grateful. Understand that the only thing that follows work is a result. So sitting up here acting like you gonna catch a pass and you're not putting in the work, it's not gonna make any sense to the universe to get that to you. It's not gonna make any sense to the law of anything for that to happen. And if the reward did come your way, but you ain't been putting in the work, you probably wouldn't recognize the reward when it came and brought this little fat ass over and sat next to you. You probably wouldn't even know that that was the lick right there because you're not engaged enough into the game. Hustlers stay engaged into the game. Hustlers recognize the game. Game recognizes game. So we need to get rid of all this damn couch potato hustling. That's what I'm saying. Waking up late, sitting on your couch, bullshitting, telling people, I did something. I did 3 things today in attempt to do a thing. You didn't do shit. And if you did, you probably need to do 4 things. It's not adequate. And collectively, I don't think we've been adequate enough as a society. And when I say as a society, I mean as a society of people who claim to be um, unhappy, underfunded, everything else. Companionship is fucked up. All the things that one could complain about and find like a territory, a group of people to commiserate with them. I don't think that you fucking trying hard enough, because then your commiserate circle will be talking about what you've learned. You'll be building, you'll be putting pieces together to not have that same conversation the next time you met. But it's not enough of that. And so, and what was really cool, I haven't heard anything about that term, the soft life, lately. Have you? Motherfuckers thought they was gonna luck up on a soft life. Bitch, let me tell you something. The soft life is reserved for those who work for that. Okay? For those who do the things that bring soft things to their life, that they visualized, that they chose. The soft life is something that's only temporary if you just sit there like a barnacle and try to catch the wave. If you just sitting there, that's temporary. Whatever softness you catch is temporary because you didn't cause that. The whale that came by caused that. The whale might have other shit to do than stick around and fuck with you. So I'm glad we off that soft life shit. You know, at least not talking about it. And so all you men out there talking about you a hustler, you trapping, you the whatever, you out here faking and you're really just relying on a drug sale to make it happen. I mean, I know people who went from something that seemed pretty cool, pretty decent, pretty righteous. These fools done devolved into, man, I just need to make $1. I'm gonna sell some fentanyl. I'm gonna sell some, just breaking all the rules of engagement, doing the most negative shit and making nothing from it, but feeling like they got motion. But you're not, that's not a hustle. You're just a parasite. You're looking to feed off the dead. That ain't it, my boy. And I think right now is the time. I can't say as long as I've been living, but in quite a while. Right now is the time where you can make the most of life because it's fucking digital. All you really need is Wi-Fi and electricity. And then you could get some shit cracking. You could set up a business. You could find your interest. You could find your first 5 customers today with the idea you just came up with. You can also go online and learn how to make your thing enhanced. You can also go online and figure out how to get more physically adequate to deal with whatever the fuck you need to be dealing with. Because a lot of times people are limited by physical attributes. A lot of the times the kickstand hustlers and the couch potatoes, they get limited by their physical situation. And that's always terrible. It's real, and like, no funny. It's up to everybody to really take care of themselves physically because, like I said, without that, you won't even be able to enjoy it when shit does come to you. So, but you can learn all this shit online. Now, just being online, that's not gonna make the critical difference. You have to do the work. Those who don't do the work don't get to bask. Um, Whatever your drug of choice is in life, I'm not talking narcotic, I'm not talking herbal, I'm talking whatever the thing is that you do, don't get stuck there. Life changes. Be a hustler, not a drug dealer. That's using drug dealer symbolically. Okay? Be one who moves around, not one who gets stuck in the joys of having the thing, and then you're stuck when the thing is no longer there. please be cracking a book. I promise you. I promise you that's where they hide all the secrets. I promise you. If you read 30 pages of a book today that you hold in your hand, I'm not talking about on no scrolling, you will learn something that you'll be like, oh shit. And then more than likely, you'll go talk about it like you've been knowing about this shit. You'll feel good about yourself. But then have pointed reading, like have things where you could actually learn. It will enhance your life. So I just really wanted to get at that because there is a sense of hopelessness that I'm sensing from a lot of people. And I understand how contagious that shit can be because it's really tough to hold the idea until it materializes because there's so many other ideas interfering. There's so many other ideas involving themselves in your stream of consciousness that you might be like, I was about to do that, but then I thought about that, and then I sat down, and then I ate something, and then I had a drink, and then I didn't do anything today, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And tomorrow never shows up because you got this pattern now. And then it becomes too intimidating to do some other shit. You're never gonna do some of that shit, and you know it. I know it, you know it. You're never gonna do some of that shit. So I'm really pulling for you. And when I say you, I mean all of you out there who any part of this message has touched. I'm really pulling for you to take the step to learn the next thing. Okay? You don't have to check this off on anybody else's list. It's up to you. Learn that, like, engage yourself in introducing yourself to the thing that leads to what you need or to the thing that leads to what you ideally want. Don't sit there and just be pitching an application to everybody who could say no to your ass. Make yourself valuable. What the fuck is it that you want to do in life? Where you want to see yourself? Study that. Why do you think you were born? Go in all the way on what that is. Actively study that. Actively make that a part of your daily thing. Watch it turn into one thing that turns into another thing. And all these thoughts end up materializing if you're serious about them. When I say materializing, it goes from thoughts to your words to you could actually touch and feel and experience it. Okay. So on the dawning of this new age of inauguration, where shit gonna be a little different for a lot of people, it might just be emotionally, but at the dawning of this process, I guess I'm saying don't be a little bitch and just sit with your head in your hands doing nothing, because that's not gonna bring nothing but age. That's not even gonna bring maturity. You'll just be a little older, but nothing's gonna happen. So put one foot in front of the other, put one thought in front of the other, get your hands on something that's gonna have you be a better person today than you were yesterday, or a better person tomorrow than you were today. And start taking the steps. That's what makes a hustler. Start dedicating your life as if it's the most important thing you can do. That means you're going to eat a certain way. That means you're going to go to bed a certain time. That means you're going to wake up at a certain time, because your life is now crafted around these things. Even if you have children, okay? Because I know that shit is incredible responsibility, but at that time, you need to be like, okay, I do this with the kids at that time. I do this with the kids at that time. I do this with my job at this time. I do this at this time. But now in these times, where I would otherwise be on bullshit, I'm going to be studying this, reading this, doing this, completing that, working on that. That's how you get to it. And the it is different for everybody. What's your it? Stand in your hot, steamy pile, baby. And you don't have to announce it to the world. Please don't. Because somebody might talk you out of your it because they were cool with you being their despair partner. That's my partner in despair. We gonna cry and share a fluffy blanket and Netflix and be bums together. Wake up late together. Seek comfort all the time together. But we not gonna do shit because I'm damn sure not gonna let this motherfucker be better than me before I've decided to make a decision for myself. Energy suckers, energy vampires, parasites who find hosts. Had a few of those around me in my day, I must say. And that's why I'm qualified to tell you. Stay refreshed in thought. You got an exercise regimen, and whatever your exercise might be. If you're a if you're an artist, if you're an architect, if you're somebody who cleans floors, if you're somebody who you're a tailor, I don't care what you are, but study that thing. Give that thing the hours that it takes to lead you to where you really want to be and find happiness within the journey. When I say happiness, I don't mean like cheerful joy, laughter, but I mean fulfillment. That's important. So, like I said, we going into the weekend and about to find me some enjoyment. Go to grindstoneuniversal.com. I got new shit up there all the time. Fly clothes. And listen to my last album, Sorry for My Language. It's the namesake of this pod, this show. Sorry for my language. I'll be smart.